How is it called? Is HYBE Insight? Yeah, it's HYBE Insight really. It's
actually HYBE or HYBE?
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Welcome, come on in. Today we're gonna talk about our visit to the HYBE Museum.
HYBE Insight.
HYBE, whatever. The museum. The BTS Museum.
Obviously we were going as armies, so we were mainly interested in the BTS content, darlings. So yeah.
So the first thing that you need to know about this is that to enter this, you need to have the application, the HYBE Insight application, and you make your reservation through the app.
It's your Weverse account.
Yeah, it's linked to the Weverse account. There's a limit of number of people that can go at that day and that time, so you need to be careful of that. Basically, one thing that you need to know also is that you need to have your idea. Some people...
well, technically, they let me in.
Yeah, but don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
Don't try it. Don't try it.
You'll see in the little clip that's coming right here.
Hi, we are in front of this HYBE Museum, whatever. And we have a reservation, don't we?
Please put a mosaic on me.
Okay, so we're supposed to go do the visit, the tour. Somebody, she doesn't have the ID. And without an ID to confirm,
you can't get in!
Apparently. So we're gonna try, but
it's
I'm
not gonna fucking work.
Probably not. Let's see. Update. We got in.
Wow. It got solved. Okay, next topic.
Yeah, we move. So basically, there is this whole process of verification that it is you, that you made the reservation at your name, and then they use a QR code to verify, check the proofing down the line. I'm not gonna go into the detail of the configuration of the rooms and stuff, but there's two floors.
When you go there.
Two floors, and then you go through those rooms. In the beginning, they just tell you that there's gonna be a game at some point. So they put you into teams, basically. It was a bit unfair for our team because we were like, I don't know how many people, like more than 15 people in one team, and there were like 5. So it's a bit unfair.
It was like a finding game, but it wasn't that hard. It was just a game at the end to have, for the experience.
Yeah. After that, they put you through the first room, and in the first room you have a lot of different stuff that you can do, which is actually quite nice.
It was huge. It was huge. It's not sections. It was just like you kind of go and you see different things as you enter, like as you go deeper into the room. So the first section was like those music stations, and basically the producers from multiple groups, including BTS, kind of donated their turntables and some equipment that you could actually play with. So we got to kind of not recreate, but hear how a song was produced. So you put these big headphones, and we had Fake Love by BTS, and it was really nice because you could hear just the voices without the MR, just the instrumental, just the rap, just the the guitar. It was so cool. I really like.
Yeah, me too. I like that you can try it out. I just not showing it to you. You actually can play with the little buttons, and it works for me.
Feel like a producer for BTS.
It's nice. I like it. This is for the sound of the room. Then you have the visual. There's a lot of different visuals. They're giving visual out there. They're giving visual in HD, people.
Oh my, what? Okay, so you get into this huge, so you have the little turntables, and you have pictures and videos of the producers explaining their craft. It's really interesting. However, when you go into the main room, literally you have screens that are basically human size. They took from ceiling to whatever to the floor.
Higher than
yeah, it's huge, and it's not. They don't look like screens that you would see on the TV where reflection. It was all matte. So it was you could. It's the people that you're seeing are real. It was right there because there was no feeling of having a screen in between you, so it's face to face, and it was a choreography. So all the artists had the choreography, but obviously the main screen was BTS, and it was the Black Swan choreography, and it looked like literally me standing here and having BTS performing right in front of my eye. It was amazing.
That's the closest I'm ever gonna be to BTS. That was this moment, people.
I was like, I could almost touch you.
but not really. Anyway.
So the theme was basically the movement of the body. So they were just kind of showing how like they were and you could see everything. You could see strands of hair moving. It was crazy.
So cool.
Jimmy.
Honestly. To the T. One thing though, you're not allowed to take pictures or videos. This is on the
That's
first floor.
why you don't have anything right here.
We just have our words for it. No pictures, no videos on the first floor, and then on the B2. And then when you go upper B1, you're allowed to take pictures, but still no video.
They even gave us like a bag to put our phones
Yeah.
in. I was like, that's some dedication. Like,
Do you have the bag somewhere? The little purple. It's not everything is not purple. It's just to distinguish the teams. So we were the purple team. We have the little
and
bag.
you have to put your smartphone.
Put your phone.
And not
Don't
use
it.
And then there was that room that you liked.
Oh yeah, it was so cool. They basically took some for every artist that they have. They took a song, or maybe two. There was two for BTS, and they like on the picture, they just draw the lyrics, but like the interpretation of the lyrics, literally
in image.
In image. That was so cool. Like it was Dynamite. It was so pretty. The colors, it was so vibrant. So like I want to have that in my living room.
It was like the whole song in just images. It's
So
weird
cool.
to imagine, but it was like just like a painting, really.
Yeah. And it's not just word for word, but you see the little thing, like you could see the
wake
cup
up in
of
the
milk.
morning, like
yeah.
a cup of milk.
It was
Next
cool.
rock and
It was
roll,
cool.
like it was a thing like
And
this.
like,
It was really cool.
It was cool.
So cool. And then what was next? Oh yeah, the little room with like interviews.
Oh
like,
yeah. The
RM
rappers.
and like all the main the leaders from each group just like kind of explaining their craft, their music, their life, whatever. We listened a little bit and then we went into the photo film wall. That
was so funny. It was unintentionally funny because when you look at it's like sequences of pictures, like frame to frame pictures.
Practices.
Yeah. And you look at J-Hope in particular. If you go there, look at J-Hope. There is not one clear
where you
picture.
can see him.
J-Hope is always moving.
That's why that's how you know he's a main dancer.
He's going
because
hard.
everybody was kind of like he was just like.
He's always blurry. It's like in a movement. It's love.
I didn't even notice
amazing.
it the first time. She's the one that said, "Did you see J-Hope? Where is he?" I'm like,
it's amazing. So
whoa.
if you go there, look for J-Hope and try to see a
So
picture where it's actually still. There is none.
there is none.
The final thing in this room was the storyline, BTS storyline. With all the little clues that they had at some point with the flowers,
flowers, like all this, the whole
connection
BTS
to the
universe storyline and the MVs.
Really cool.
Obviously, I didn't try to understand it.
I don't think that there is a sense.
It was too much.
There's no meaning, probably.
But it was nice to see, and there were like the little object like J-Hope's pills and the sneakers, the sneaker bar, everything.
Young Kimin.
Yeah, the little lighter. I feel like these are the real ones, the real props. That's so cool. I was like, oh,
it was cool. It was cool.
So close, but so far away.
Anyway, so that was room 1. Then you go into the second room. They gather everybody from our teams, like our 2 teams, and they let us wait in this other room that is very closed. And you're like, what is going on? All of a sudden, light, music, text, stuff happens everywhere.
Yeah, it's
meaning
like all around you,
up and down, everywhere.
So you feel like you're in like a galaxy.
Oh, that was
it was
so
really
cool. I really like that room. And then so everywhere was the light and the images, and you're overflown with stuff. And then you have all of the different trophies that they had.
Insane.
So
Insane.
many trophies.
All the trophies they've ever won. They had like a wall of literally ceiling, a very high ceiling by the way, ceiling to floor, just the trophies, the Billboard Awards,
so cool.
the MTV Music Awards,
MMA.
the MMA, the Mamas.
It was amazing.
It was crazy. It was crazy because like it's just trophies, but to see them, it's like wow, they have accomplished like a lot. Like so, if you're like an army, you will know why it's so impressive because it's like oh, my babies. Exactly, literally my babies. They accomplished so much.
And also the setting is really cool. I
No, it was
really
beautiful.
liked how it was put. Like you can
have
see
to
trophies
be in
with,
it to really feel it was crazy.
Honestly, one of my best room. This. Then you take the stairs, you go upper floor, and you pass into a room with all the different albums for all the artists. So it's nice. Trip down memory lane. You can see the previous albums.
Oh yeah.
And then you go into the exhibition.
Yeah, the James Dean exposition.
I really like it. This is my style of art. It's very colorful. Basically, apparently, he did a collaboration with them, and he drew each member based on like a nickname. So you have Moonchild is RM, Narcissist for Jean, which is a bit rude.
But it was so fitting.
Like the sun for Job, like a cat for Yoongi, I think. It's cute, it's adorable.
Yeah.
I like the colors, I like the design, the whole thing. And they have like 2 rooms of that, I think.
Yeah.
So like one explaining the collaboration and then actually the art. And it's really cool to go through.
You can actually buy some of it, but it was so expensive. I mean, obviously, you know, it's art moderne. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see. And then next you enter in this like sound room, and the whole point, the art in it was actually sound waves that they made into like 3D. So it was actually cool to watch. Sound waves are not pretty. They're not cute in real life. In movies you see in like light version, but it was in 3D, so it's kind of funny to see. It looked like a big cloud, just 2 big clouds. But yeah, it was cute. It was, you know. And then there was the game.
No, there was the game, but also the little it's like a speaker, but in a little.
It's so weird. It's like this.
Like this.
Yeah, it's like this like bowl kind of reverse with like a speaker in it, and you stand somewhere to really do the experience, and it's like the sound is all around you, but people outside can't hear. It's crazy.
It's literally, if you're not on this spot, you don't
hear it.
That's so cool.
The frequency is just around you, so it's like you're wearing headphones, but you're not. It's really cool. So, and what was the song? I don't know. It was like some old song by BTS. So it was nice. It was cool.
And this is where we did the game as well. So it's like a virtual reality, what do you know? AR game?
Like Pokemon Go?
Yeah, basically. So you go around the room and you have to catch some token, and the first team to catch all of them wins. But as I said, it was a lot unfair because we were like 15 versus 5. Obviously we won, a shocker. We each found one, I guess, and the rest of the team did the rest, basically. And so yeah, they told us you won and you have to get your gift at the end once you get in the thing over there.
And what was the gift?
The gift, people! The gift was a freaking yo-yo.
Oh my god.
I don't understand why they gave us a yo-yo.
I was like,
really?
Y'all could have given us a blanket.
Anything.
A tumbler.
Anything.
Something.
But a yo-yo. Yo-yo, people. What do I do with a yo-yo?
How old do you think we are? So yeah, that was the one little funny
Plus,
part.
it's not even a BTS yo-yo.
It wasn't.
Yo-yo.
It was
like
just
a blue yo-yo.
It wasn't even branded. Like nothing.
No.
So that was funny, but the experience was worth it. Cool. Like, you know, it was whatever. Oh, by the way, just in case you don't know, everything is translated. By the way, it's mainly Korean, but everything is translated. So. And
they also have like a feature on the app. You can listen. You can select somebody to explain to you, like the voice. Like for every group, you have one member. So RM for BTS. And you can select RM, and every time you go to a room, you have like a number associated to everything that they present to you, and you can listen to RM explaining to you what it is. And then once you finish with the music room, you go into the visual room, I guess, which is presenting the clothes that they wore. Where was this?
It was at the
recent
concert.
Mic drop.
Yeah, the Dior costume.
The J-Hope, like J-Hope fan cam. Everybody knows. Okay.
If you know it's fan cam, we're talking about you are a real army. Period. So yeah, those costumes.
Yeah, you could see that. There was a little room on the side which was so fun. It's like, oh, how do you explain this? They have a camera in front of you. And they tell you you can select 3 different virtual reality stuff, blah blah blah. And you just move, you dance, you do whatever. And the movement is gonna be, how do I explain? I can't explain.
The camera will follow your movement so that you will see yourself kind of like multiple versions of yourself following. So it's kind of like lagging behind.
And there was also a time when the first one I tried to do, I messed up the timing, I didn't understand. Anyway, but there's like, you can create light with your hands.
Oh.
They're the first one, like
I didn't
yellow,
know
la la la. But I messed it up, and the third one I didn't.
Of course you did. I was behind her looking at her like,
Where is your video?
I didn't want to do it.
Okay, never mind.
I was too lazy to do it. I was just watching. I was just like, oh,
judging.
Nice.
She's not even watching.
I was judging. I was like, you can do anything.
And then you had all the photos.
The picture wall.
Picture wall. And the little, that was so cute. The little movie set. So like you have a hole on the wall and you go into the wall like this and You could see the little But We've Loved Me music video, and it moves like this, and there was like a ice truck. Ice
It
cream
was
truck.
really cute.
It was adorable.
It's like all these little staples from the main, like the most, like the biggest music videos.
Cute.
So it was nice to see. And then there were like a little like music box that played Spring Day.
Oh yeah.
Towards the end. That was cute. And after that we entered this like science room, and I've done this before. We've done this in this other museum once about like sound and image, and it's basically all those like soundproof equipment that you stick on the wall in usually studios, so you have pure silence. So that's what we were supposed to experience, but because people were too busy taking pictures, we couldn't. So the guy who was there, the guide, was like, so can you, he was looking at people knowing that they would not stop taking pictures, so they were like, so can you feel the preciousness of music and sound? And everybody's like, yeah. He's like, oh wow, I'm so happy you do. I was like, well, yeah.
He was so excited. It was so cute. He's like literally not expecting any reply from us, and he was like, wow, yes, people, great, let's go.
He was very enthusiastic,
very hyper.
Because we had experienced it before. In another, we knew what it was, but basically you're supposed to literally hear nothing. So you're supposed to all stay put and listen to the silence. But people were like, so I was like,
well, you're missing the point, people. You're missing the point. The last one was every artist of the company was trying about their experience about making music, what they want to achieve through music and blah blah blah. Which was very cool because it was like in real big size screen again all over you. I have one complaint though. It was all over me and going everywhere.
it was like,
literally
we had to look at,
because I tried to make the movement happen, so you have a face here and then the face is moving here, but it's moving over there then. So literally all the time you're like,
I was like,
it's tiring. My neck, I'm old, my neck didn't follow, no, okay? So I like the idea, but it's a bit too much.
we get what they were trying to do with the whole 3D experience,
which
so
was
it was fine. But it's a lot of movement to do, but it was cool. It was just like, the content was really cool. It was just talking about their experience. It was very emotional. So yeah, that was pretty much like the conclusion of the tour and why they make music, blah blah blah. So very nice. And then you end up in the shop, like souvenir shops. We didn't buy anything. It's too expensive. It took like 2 hours all in all.
It's fixed. It's 2 hours visit. So anyway, you enter at a very specific time. Don't be late, because if you're late, you don't get in.
You can check in 25 minutes before. And you cannot enter after 10 minutes.
So don't be late, and you're gonna get out of this place in 2 hours. That's the thing. Overall, it was really cool. Like, I like it. As an ARMY fan, it's really nice. If you're not an ARMY fan, I don't know if you enjoy it as much.
It was mainly a BTS museum, so you know. But I'm sure the others, they might get an upgrade. I don't know, but it depends if you're a fan of another artist. But it's worth checking it out. It's very nice. So yeah,
there's a lot of little cute, equipment that you can try on and stuff like this. It's interactive, which I enjoy. So recommend.
It's LiveOutLoud approved. And if you've been there and you've found something that we may not have spoken about, please make sure to let us know in the comments and like this video and subscribe to us for more content. Alright,
do that.
See you later.
Bye.